Hi, welcome to episode 20 of the Ultimate Football Show podcast for the Qatar World Cup 2022. My name is Chris, and today we look forward to the first of the semi-finals as Argentina take on Croatia. Gary Chivers will join us to talk through the game as we look forward to seeing if Lionel Messi can get to the final or if Croatia and their defensive setup are going to stop the Argentinians. We're very happy to support the LilyWhiteFoundation.com, advancing young people through sport. For more information, visit LilyWhiteFoundation.com.
I'm Gary Chivers, and this is the Ultimate Football Show podcast.
So Gary Chivers joins us once again. We look at the first of the semi-finals. This is on Tuesday evenings, Argentina, Croatia, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. But of course, before we do, Gary, we need to look back briefly on the England-France game from Saturday night. And we thought we'd have a chance of beating France. The plan seemed to go pretty well, apart from the fact that the referee, he was playing his own kind of game there. No yellow cards, no free kicks. And then he gave 2 penalties. But the second one, he had to go to VAR for. And then the first one that we didn't get, that Kane foul, they went to VAR and we didn't get any penalty. What were your thoughts on all of the game, first of all?
Well, I thought we played ever so well. Our starting lineup was good. Like we said, Giroud was getting man-marked by the Fridge. The Fridge done ever so well against them, I thought. The pair of them at the back, we looked good. We was passing well. Henderson was getting hold of the ball. First 20 minutes, he didn't start the game too well. But then we look comfortable. I thought we looked comfortable. There's no doubt in my mind that was a great chance to beat France. Then the ball comes to Saka, first half. Saka gets fouled twice. Yeah. Twice he gets fouled. And the ref says, not even play on, just. And all of a sudden they come down and score a goal. Well, shouldn't he go back to VAR? I thought the refereeing, I was so angry. The refereeing was diabolical. He was terrible. And I know it's a hard job. We've even got VAR to sort it out. Why didn't he go and check VAR to see if he was fouled? And if he'd have gone and checked VAR, he got fouled twice. He didn't get fouled once, he got fouled. And I know it's a long distance. They had to go the length of the pitch. But it was a free kick. It was a free kick to England.
They were still in the same format of play, wasn't it? It was 25 seconds or something like that. But it was still in the same formation of the play that they picked it up from that foul and then continued going down the left wing, pull it inside. Tchouaméni scored. We should never have let him score from that distance, though. I mean, of all the goals you thought France would get in the game, you never would have thought 25 yards out, a right-footed shot in the bottom corner is going to beat Pickford, would you, really?
No. I think Pickford's played well for us, but I think he should have moved his feet a little bit quicker. If I'm going to be picking holes in someone, he should have moved his feet just a little bit quicker to get across. Again, I think it went through one of the centre half's legs. Yeah. So obviously it was unsighted, but he would have been disappointed he didn't get close enough to the ball. But I still can't get him out of my head. Sampaio, the ref, not giving that free kick, really, really annoyed me.
Oh, and the refereeing's been pretty good in the World Cup so far, you'd have to say. We haven't spoken about a referee in any of the games. They haven't been involved in any controversy, to be fair. But he just looked totally out of his depth for 2 European teams, and he's Brazilian, and maybe that's the way they ref it in Brazil. But for 2 European teams in the World Cup quarter-final, he just looked totally inadequate, to be honest.
Well, you say he was out of his depth. It seemed like whoever screamed at him the most got the decision, which was ridiculous. And they was crowding around the referee. They made it hard for him. They did make it hard for him. But surely you've got everything. He's got the earpiece in. He's got everything in. He's got VAR there. Decisions have got to be right, and that clearly was a bad decision. And we'll go on. We'll talk about the game a little bit more. Mbappe laughing at Kane missing the penalty at the end there really was the final straw for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the final straw. Laughing at him missing at a penalty. Yeah, that's terrible. I thought that was terrible. He struck off my Christmas card list. He ain't getting no Christmas card off of me.
He'll be gutted, absolutely. So you've only got 3 more on the list anyway, so you should be all right with you.
I didn't think I had as much as 3, to be quite honest with you. But he's off the list. He's off the list for me.
Is that sort of thing that footballers have between them, that you don't sort of take the mickey out of other players during the match? Is that sort of an unwritten rule then, do you think?
Do you know what? When we played against, I think it was West Germany in '96, and I think Stuart Pearce missed the penalty. It was 2 Germans that come over and consoled him, you know, and obviously they'd won the game. It was 2 Germans. When I saw that, when it was shown to me, I thought, do you know what? No. Right. You've got to respect your fellow pro. And that weren't showing no respect. And I'm glad he didn't play at all near his capabilities. And I really do hope they get smashed, absolutely smashed by Morocco. I hope Morocco smash him.
Well, we'll have a look at that in the next episode. That's the Wednesday game, France up against Morocco. Quick thoughts on Harry Kane taking 2 penalties? It's always tough, isn't it? You've taken 1, you put it in the corner. It's your club goalkeeper as well, Hugo Lloris. He knows you quite well. What do you do with the second? Do you go the same way? Do you go in opposite direction? Do you change your style? He didn't change his style. He went for the same spot as the first penalty and just got underneath it a little bit and went too high. But the second pen's always tougher than the first, isn't it?
Well, first of all, Harry Kane, the way he conducts himself is quite the ultimate professional. And he wouldn't have wanted anyone to take that second penalty. He's taken responsibility, which your captain does. He's our captain. He's our Mr. England. Harry Kane is England. Harry Kane is England. He's the man who leads us. He's our captain. He leads the line well. He runs his cotton socks off. He gives 110% for England. I wouldn't want anyone else taking that second penalty. And he wouldn't lay it on someone to take a second penalty. He would not give that ball away.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunate. The pressure was on. You could see the pressure. Again, the referee went to VAR. He took his time. Again, I blame the referee. Yeah, and he just got underneath it. He got underneath it and blazed it over. And you could see all the momentum draining out of our players. And they tried to fight back, but obviously it was
And it's amazing because we saw France early on. Both of us said that they're the best team in the tournament, but we really controlled France in that quarterfinal. And England were the better team probably overall in the game. It was pretty close between the two, but they didn't dominate the English team at any stage. Really, England always in there with a chance. You always thought there was a goal or two in the England side. It shows you how far England have come a long way, that they can, mix it with the best in Europe and probably the best in the world.
For about 15 minutes there during the second half, we were far, far the better side. It was just when we was going to score another goal. And they defended quite well. I thought perhaps we should have brought Rashford on a little bit earlier. But Sacco played his heart out. Harry Kane played his heart. All the lads played their heart out. It was terrific team performance by the boys. I thought they was exceptional and deserved better, and were the better team out of the two teams. I thought we were the better sides.
That's the quarter-final then. France going through 2-1. We haven't mentioned Giroud yet. We'll mention him in the next episode, in episode 21, when we get to that France-Morocco game, because he delivered once again as we thought he might. Anyway, let's have a look at the first semi-final on Tuesday on Matchday 20, and it's Argentina up against Croatia. Two totally different sides here, Gary. We saw Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia in the first game. We thought there's no way this team is good enough as a team and squad to go all the way in the World Cup. But Messi scored a couple of goals. It changed the whole outlook. Alvarez has come in for Manchester City and scored some goals as well. But probably the best player in the tournament so far has been the Aston Villa goalkeeper, Martinez, who has been great in goal and has been unbelievable at saving penalties. So Argentina, Croatia, what kind of game do you see this? Because Croatia don't do anything in the opposition half, do they? They're all defenders and midfielders, and then they just go on the counter-attack.
They defend very, very well. They defend deep as well. They all get behind the ball. They're all pushing. They're all defensively minded, I would say. But when they get a chance, Chris, they do score goals. You know, and they look dangerous. They're very, very dangerous on the break. And I have to say, there's another one crossed off my Christmas list is Messi.
Oh dear!
Not shaking hands. With was it Weghorst, the
Weghorst,
Weghorst, yeah. The Holland centre forward after the game when he went to shake his hand. There's another one. Why can't you be gracious? Why can't you be gracious? Gracious in winning, even.
Yeah, even.
Weghorst lost the game, and he wouldn't shake his hands. So that's another one. I'm against Messi at the moment.
Well, I think there was a few things going on the halfway line from what I heard. I didn't see, but they were saying that the Dutch players, and one in particular, and it may have been Weghorst, one in particular, every time Argentina went up to take a penalty, he made a comment, and they got upset. And then when they got through, they all turned around en masse and looked at this player to sort of say, oh, we got you, we've beaten you. So I think there was a few mind games going on the halfway line. So I'm not sure how innocent the other party was in that. So I remember playing a five-a-side game once in London against this team, and all they did was kick me. They just kicked me for the whole game. I scored a couple of goals. They kicked me. I think we won 3-1. It was a five-a-side tournament. And afterwards, the guy came up to me and said, look, no hard feelings. I went, I'm sorry. I'm not shaking your hand because for the last 20 minutes, you've just kicked me off the park. And now you want to say no hard feelings. I won. You lost. Move on. So I can understand how he felt. So put Messi back on your list. Don't be so mean.
No, he's not going on my Christmas list. I thought he should have shook hands with him. But anyway, we'll put that one to bed. But they're the informed team, aren't they? Argentina. They're hitting it just right. Coming to the semi-final against Croatia. But I'm going to stick my money on Croatia. I think they'll defend, and do what they do best, really, and hit sides on the attack.
You can see this one definitely going to extra time, though, can't you? It's going to be very tight. And we mentioned Messi, Alvarez, Martinez in goal. They've got De Paul, who plays for Atletico Madrid, as well for Argentina. He's been having a pretty good tournament. And on the opposite side, we've talked about him all the time. This young defender, Gvardiol, who's having a great World Cup. Modric, Kovacic and Brozovic in midfield. They really do the business, don't they? And then we've got Perisic and Kramaric up front who are scoring the goals. And the thing with Croatia is that they're very technical and they can score tricky goals. They don't have to have the 6-foot knock-in from the penalty spot. They can score goals from outside the box. They can curl them in the top corner. They can catch you out when you're sort of just thinking, oh, nothing's going to happen here. They can turn it on and a ball from Modric can open it up and all of a sudden they're in.
They have got the best midfield, I think, out of any team in the World Cup. The way they play, that they all cover for each other. You mentioned Modric here and Kovacic. What great players they are as well. On the ball, they're terrific. Modric, I think, is 35 and he's 36. Kovacic plays for Chelsea, plays brilliantly for Chelsea. Won Player of the Season, I think, last year for Chelsea. Yeah, they're great. They're great to watch as well. And when you've got people like that that just create things out of nothing, that's it's going to be a tough game. By the way, everyone's going like Argentina's going to win. Argentina's going. I think that is a very, very tough game.
And Croatia got to the final 4 years ago, don't forget, as well. So they know how to get there. They're certainly defensive-minded. They're not going to excite anybody particularly unless you like watching Modric hitting the ball with the outside of his left foot, which is unbelievable. I remember that cross he put in for Real Madrid with the outside of his right foot when they equalised against Chelsea in the Champions League the season before last. It was impossible to do, but he did it, and he can play those balls in. So you're going with the Croatia win. I just think it's going to go to pens, and the only problem I've got with penalties is that Martinez, the Villa keeper, just seems to know where to go and dive. He's got strong hands, he's got the will to win, and I think maybe Argentina are just going to sneak it on pens. But you think Croatia can do it?
No, I think Croatia can do it, yeah. I really, really do. The way they set out as well, they set out, they're all defensively minded. They all know their jobs, what they're doing. And if Modric is anywhere as good as what he has been, and Kovacic, they have got a great chance. They have got a great chance. And the one thing we have to be mindful of is Di Maria for Argentina as well, who's played really, really well. Good player. Good player, and has had a fantastic tournament. Are you going France and Argentina then?
I am going with Argentina, and the France one, I'm not going to tell you until the next episode. I'm going to keep it suspense.
Right, okay.
We're very happy to support the LilyWhiteFoundation.com, advancing young people through sport. For more information, visit LilyWhiteFoundation.com. You're listening to the Ultimate Football Show podcast with Gary Chivers and Chris Barnett. So the first semi-final, Argentina-Croatia, takes place on Tuesday, 7 o'clock UK time in episode number 20. We'll be back with episode 21 for the second semi-final. It's on Wednesday. It's France up against Morocco. Gary will join us once again for that. Hope you will too. We'll see you then.